Welcome back to Siam Smoke Sessions. This is episode. What episode is it, Siththa?
12 now? Are we on 12?
12. Episode Sip Song. And I've got a question for you off the bat, Siththa.
Oh, God. You mentioned it the other day, and now I'm panicking. I hate when you have a question ready.
Yeah, it's going to be a different one, but it's fun. Don't worry. I don't know why you were dreading it. I just said I wanted you to be ready, but it's for a fun question.
I dread any question you give me.
All right. And I'm curious what listeners think on this one. Like, if the listeners have an answer to this too, you should share it with Siththa on the Instagram. So $10 million right now in your hand. I'm going to give you, okay? I'm going to give you 10 million bucks. But there's a catch.
I'm ready? Not blowing you.
I would be so lucky.
One day. Bit more than 10 mil, though.
Okay. A snail is chasing you for the rest of your life. And if it touches you, you die. A horrible death. Okay. The snail cannot be killed. You cannot kill the snail. It knows where you are at. Yeah.
Does it have the same anatomy as a normal snail?
Yeah, it's just a normal snail, like a garden snail.
Okay. But it's immortal.
You can't kill it. If it touches you, you're dead. And it knows where you are at all times. Okay. And the only purpose it has in its life is to find you. It will find you and kill you.
Bro, I'm going to have to get a submarine. How much is a submarine?
It's for $10 million. Are you going to take the money or not?
Oh, I'd take it. There must be some way I can, negate the snail.
I would start thinking about it. So
I get a submarine.
Submarine, okay.
I'm sure
those just cost 10. Well,
they must be.
The Thai government bought some submarines.
I mean, they did.
I mean,
how much did they buy them for? Have they got a spare one?
Well, it was a lot more than $10 million. I think it was close to $1 billion.
Maybe I could build my own with the 10 mil.
Perhaps something to think about.
Or if this is a snail, I'd have to go really high up or underwater.
So this is Bill, by the way. I'm broadcasting out of Chiang Mai, Thailand. We've got Siththa here as co-pilot. So yeah, today's question was a little different because normally I ask Thailand-related questions, but today I found this thing on Twitter or something. I thought it was a fun question. In any case, Siththa, do you want to introduce our guest for today?
Our guest for today? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Our guest is us. We are the guest.
No. We've been interviewing guests every week. Like, who's our guest for this week? You're supposed to add them.
Bill. Don't fuck with me, Bill.
Don't
fuck with me, Bill.
Who's supposed to be the guest for today?
Bill, don't do this to me, man.
You didn't book him?
No.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh. If you hear silence, that's me slowly leaving the call now.
You know, you're not joking?
I'm not joking.
Oh shit. Okay, so this week we don't have a guest.
Oh no.
Okay, well, that's fucked up.
Making it all my fault.
I thought we planned this, and I thought it was going to be like some awesome guests. I was under the impression. I saw the list of potential guests, but we don't have one. So we're gonna have to improvise. We're gonna have to improvise for this week.
Hello, my name is Barack Obama, and I'm the guest on today's Siam Smoke Session.
Yeah, Obama. What about? Did you smoke weed?
Of course, I smoke weed.
Oh shit! Did you inhale?
Inhale, exhale. You know what I mean.
Well, I never voted for you, so you can leave our podcast now.
Hey, fuck you, man. Man, what about that guy? What a dick.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. So, all right. Well, I guess we're gonna have to improvise because we don't have a guest because you totally dropped the ball on that. Good job. Uh, what has been going on in the weed scene in Thailand these days?
Well, you see, Bill, this
What
is
can
why
we
we
even
don't
talk
have a
about?
guest.
Because like
This is
I'm
what
not now I'm not prepared. Like what do we have to talk about? What's been going on in Bangkok this past couple weeks?
the reason we don't have a guest, Bill, is because everyone is too excited for that sweet, sweet, sweet rapper endorsed weed.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. This is it, like Girl Scout cookies, like the little girls that go around. Well, one of those like little girls must have grown up and became a guy called Burner, and then like they made like weed after cookies and shit. It's inspirational, right?
Oh shit. Oh shit. Wait. Are you talking shit on cookies?
I think I am.
Is that what's just happening right now?
Did I just shit on cookies? Oh my god. It's like everyone's too busy gargling their balls and I'm just over here shitting on it. Hey, at least I didn't go and get a tattoo of my arm
Yeah.
like someone apparently did.
Well, okay. So there was an article written in Coconuts, the online newspaper Coconuts, which services or which covers most of the cities in Southeast Asia. And
Yeah,
in
but most
Bangkok,
farang no coconut.
yeah. So in Bangkok, um, there was an article written about the cookie store opening. And what was the guy's name? William Fry?
William Fry, yeah, some like
Frye?
so yeah, like someone who's older than like even you apparently.
In the article they said he was 42 and that he had lost everything, his wife and kids in Northern California, and he had a weed business called Teas on Deck, not trees, Teas with a Z on decks, which is a business that apparently doesn't exist. And William Fry
Yeah.
doesn't exist, but hey, it was in the news, but
I mean, yeah.
which is interesting, but. So I would like to see, but what did William Fry? What I would like to see is what did William Fry do? He got to about cookies. So he went to the cookie shop.
So apparently, like this guy came originally, like what was it, back in April last year? Because that's when they thought like cookies was actually going to open,
Right.
and it didn't, so he missed it. And then like, but he just was so adamant about coming to cookies to the point that he came again apparently when they had the opening, got Burner to sign his arm, and then he got the signature tattooed.
Okay. So this is what
Which
happened according to this Coconuts News. Coconuts News. If you're getting your news from a site called Coconuts.
it's a bit cocoa nuts.
Okay. So this guy William Fry, age 42, from Northern California, who supposedly owned a business in the weed scene in California called Teas on Deck, comes to Pattaya, opens up a weed shop, and loses everything. Then moves
And
back to
then
California. Then, for the cookies opening in Bangkok just last week, he flies all the way back from Northern California to Bangkok just to see them open the shop. Then he meets his hero and idol, Burner. Then Burner signs his cookies logo on this guy's forearm, and then this guy goes to get that tattooed on his arm. Now, which one of those details do you think is cap? Siththa.
do you know what the problem is with it all? Even if it isn't real, it is all so believable.
Okay, why is that?
Like, because like Again, they might not be this necessary guy because I couldn't find him or whatever, because I wanted to legit talk to him because, I just find this glorification, this kind of hype culture so weird. It's just, and like, I know that there would be people out there that would do this. There probably already has been when they open the cookies shops, like in America, like Instagram and TikTok and all this like sphere of social media and cannabis have created simps. A lot of simps. So it is so believable to me, even if it wasn't like a guy called William Fry. I could believe that someone is so adorned to whatever cookies is, they would get the Hero Almighty Burner's logo tattooed on them.
Okay, so there's two things going on here. There's the story in the news, which presents itself as news, that this guy did this with all these details, right?
Mm.
Okay, there's that element, and then which seems suspect, but let's just assume it's true. But what you're saying is, even if it's not true, that there are it's basically like there's like a person out there, there's like a group, there's like a type of person out there that would do this.
Oh, 100%. You know when you'd like read an old newspaper and there'd be like a fake advertisement in it or something, but it's like so ironic that it could be true. That's how I feel about it.
And this is on. Okay, so is this why you don't like cookies?
There's multiple kind of reasons I don't like cookies. Again, I don't have anything against them as like a whole. They've done a lot for the cannabis industry and promoted stuff and
wait.
jobs.
Take a stand. Yeah. Take a stand here. Why don't you like cookies?
Why do I like cookies? I mean, to me it's corporate cannabis. It's this level of like they're trying to pull off this, they are the number one, they are the superior market of what everyone should be following, which I don't agree with at all. I mean, okay, one of my big arguments that I've brought before is the bottlenecking of genetics. Like, because of cookies, everyone is growing a lot of the same shit and we're getting so stale. Like I said, I made so many jokes on the Discord that if anyone like just gives me a menu and it's like 4 different types of gelato on it, I will beat your ass with the menu. It's when is enough of one thing too much, and then with that idea of it closes down a lot of other things, like because of everyone's focusing on cookies and thinking that's the way to go forward. People aren't doing their own developments with strains or businesses. It's like one of the major. I saw how busy it was on the opening day, and like, yeah, I'm glad because it's businesses, getting money, whatever, as long as it helps Thai people, blah 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 blah. But if we put the same amount of energy like that into something completely Thai and Thai backed,
who's we?
It would be fucking the community. I say we as in like a broad term of the cannabis culture and community, but I know there are like, yeah, well, even in just the whole world, it could go further than that. But in Thailand especially, I don't want to see this stagnation like that's happened in America happen to Thailand. Thailand's too magical and beautiful for that westernized, all same, like overhyped, like 900 baht a gram, my guy. Come on.
There's places
You're
all
not
over
doing
Thailand
anyone a favor.
There's places all over Thailand selling for that amount.
I know, but what my thing is, they're trying to be the leading people and they're trying to set an example.
So by setting examples, just coming in and lowering the price?
Not lowering the price, but at least not being so bougie about it. It's also extra. It's convoluted from nothingness. Like this again, the whole idea that people like have this ideology of heroism towards Burner is weird to me. Like, I know people have their heroes and their celebrities, but to the level of like ruining your life supposedly to travel across the world multiple times just to see a guy and get a tattoo, that's nuts to me.
If that story is true.
If that story is true, yeah. But to me, I could see someone doing that, and
You could
I
see someone
like,
doing it, but this person likely doesn't exist. So
yeah,
who is it that's doing
exactly.
it? So who is it exactly? It seems like the story is feeding your own kind of apprehensions about cookies, which may be
It's
valid,
more.
but it seems like the story. You see, the reason why the story worked and why people liked it and thought it was funny, because it is funny. I will agree that the story is funny. Like whoever wrote that story
Yeah.
has a sense of humor. The in my view, the problem becomes if it was concocted and presented as news, then it's a failure of their ethics as a journalist.
Oh,
But
exactly.
but but to, but at the same time, it was entertaining. So it could have been an opinion piece. I'm not sure how it was tagged. Um, but it also comes to another thing, which is the reason why people liked it is because it plays into people's dislike for cookies.
Oh,
But
most definitely, yeah.
but where is the person who did it?
I mean, I want to see. This is why I said like I want to try and find this guy and actually talk to him. My kind of thing is,
I think you
I
could go to the end of the earth and you're not going to find them.
that's the problem. But
Yeah.
I bet you I could find someone.
See,
Like, or it's,
to me, it's actually like, to me, it's worse to make up a story and present it as news than cookies itself.
oh,
Because
oh yeah,
it seems like cookies is doing legitimate business and people, no one's being forced to buy cookies. No one is like, hey, you have to buy cookies weed, or you have to grow cookies genetics, or you have to buy cookies merchandise, or you have to listen to Burner.
oh,
And
again,
there's no,
I fully agree.
and but
But
yeah, but but
but they're like there are. It's the culture. It's not again necessarily the system or the people. I don't think Burner's a dickhead. Like he may be doing overpriced shit in America or whatever the arguments that people give, but to me it's the kind of it's the focus of like they are doing something amazing in Thailand when they're not exactly, if you know what I mean. It's the like
who
giving
said they
them
did
so,
who said they did amazing stuff in Thailand?
bro, the media, the amount of like coverage on
Okay, wait,
Facebook,
what
Discord,
one?
Reddit.
Okay, what part? So one media outlet, Coconuts, painted a pretty, I would, based on that anecdote at the end of the William Fry, it would
Mm,
almost be like lampooning cookies. So
yeah.
I'm curious. So in where is cookies being celebrated in the Thai media? I
See,
would like a specific example.
the thing. That's the thing. It's not in the Thai media. I'm glad it's not in the Thai media that
Well,
I've seen so far.
I mean,
It it's the
Thai,
sub it's the subcultures. It's like, oh, Bill, I
you mean
need to get
like
you on
general
Instagram
cannabis media?
more. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not like the big like newspapers because these days a lot of people ain't following that for what's hype necessarily. It's all this social media bias. Like when I see people posting like they've gone to Cookies and they're like, "Oh, Cookies is about to revolutionize Thailand," and I'm like,
Wait, but who?
"But
I'd like specifics here. Who said that?
oh man,
I need a specific.
I'm
I
gonna
need
have
a
to start
because
screenshotting."
if it's
Yeah, I know what you mean.
some random person, it's like who cares what they say? You can find anything you want on social media. I can find people who believe there was a an ancient, like intelligent elephant civilization in the Mediterranean during the last like Miocene fucking drying age 5 million years ago that enslaved humans. I can find that on Twitter. In fact, I sent you that article.
And I'm gonna
So
share it with
I'm not going
people
to come
because it was quite interesting.
even though it's entertaining. Here's my point. Even though it's entertaining that like to consider like there might have been like a master race of elephants enslaving humans in the Mediterranean like 5 million years ago. I'm not going to come on to this podcast and say that a bunch of people are saying it and it's being hyped that there's a 5 million-year-old elephant civilization in the Mediterranean that enslaved humans. But I would say that if it was like, like some figure, like, say, I don't know, what's a controversial figure these days? Like, let's say Andrew Tate came on and said that.
Oh, God. Listen, to be a top G, you've got to understand that the true alphas in nature come from elephants. And if we follow what elephants, right, they get lots of bitches. Yeah, that wouldn't really work.
No, but you see my point. If Andrew Tate came out and said that, it would cause a stir because it's someone of great importance. In fact, he is a top G. He is the top G right now, and all he has is time because he's sitting in a Romanian prison. Okay, so all he has is time. He has a lot of time to think about this. And if he would come out and say there was this elephant civilization in the Mediterranean 5 million years ago, I would come on this podcast and I would say, hey, everybody, there's a lot of hype around this elephant civilization. You got to listen to this because Andrew Tate said it. Now, in the same fashion, there's people probably saying a lot of shit about cookies, good and bad. I'm just curious who is saying it and why is their opinion important?
So my thing is why is important is, oh man, I didn't think we were going to have this deep of an argument.
you were ready. You wanted to. Hey, when I said we were going to go, you said what we wanted to talk about this week, and I said let's bring on a guest. You fumbled that. We don't have a guest, and now we're talking about Andrew Tate and elephants, and this is a cannabis podcast for Thailand. So I need you. See that right now. I need some really hot takes about cookies. And I'm going to challenge each and every one of them.
I mean, okay, so do you want me to go with like what my main gripe is then? Yeah.
You got to go for the jugular right now. This is like people are listening right now and they're like, what the fuck is going on?
They're wondering what I've smoked today.
I didn't even ask you today, dude. I didn't even want to know.
It's meth, guys. I'm methed out. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
Yeah, I'm just smoking these Malaysian meth.
Bill sent me his Malaysian meth cards. I've lost my mind. I'm just saying things. No, but okay. So my main thing is like there's no real people I can point to that. So there's different media outlets like there's Jimmy that came over from the High Times, and there's other kind of Instagram based media outlets that are all came over for the opening and stuff, and I like that, but not like they came before. But when this whole cookies glorification happened, there's also been the Ganjana Cup and stuff that happened this weekend that got nowhere near as much coverage and attention than the cookie store did, whereas I would see them on the same level in my opinion. So it's not that I have a problem with cookies necessarily or burner as what they are doing. It is how people are acting about it. It's like fashion, it's like a hype, and again, no one is forced to buy it or anything, but people think, oh, this is the best, so if I want to smoke the best and like look the best, I better just be getting cookies. Like even in England, the amount of people that like get so obsessed about like if they can get a cookies pack here, and they will pay more than probably about double the shelf price that they would be selling it over in America here. So it's not that I have a problem with cookies, it's the people around it, the hype, the culture. I'm very much one for Thai culture. I am the Siam simp. So I don't want to see this kind of glorification and focus on complete westernization. Like I'm proud of it, and I like that they're adding to the community, but I would like to see more diverse focus on different things. That's why I do this podcast, so I'm not like just having to listen and read about the same free dispensaries over and over again,
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm curious how big
So
the threat actually is, though, because I'm just wondering. Now, mind you, I really don't care about any of this stuff in terms of like I've smoked weed for 25 years now in my life, and I literally have never touched a cookie's anything. I don't even know anything about it, to be honest. It just, to me, it seems like this guy, Berner, he's developed this brand, and he's kind of thriving off the attention that you're speaking about, whether it's positive hype and the haters, because I would imagine that it's not everyone that's giving him positive hype, because it seems to me, and follow this here, because it seems to me like all the chatter I've seen about it has been negative, but in a way that like helps bolster the brand. That's kind of the like hidden irony about situations like this. It's like with any controversial figure. The more you kind of rail against it, the more it's actually bolstering that thing. And you'll never be able to just like destroy it by or stop it by railing against it, because even if it's legitimate critiques, because it comes off the way it comes off to people, and this is again, I have no like emotional attachment to any of this. It just seems to be that people have a kind of a distorted like view of this cookie situation. Because okay, here are the facts. There was one store opened in Bangkok, right? These are just facts. These are like just plain facts, not opinions. There was one store open in Bangkok. From what I understand, it also was not a like because Cookies is privately owned, from what I understand, and it wasn't it wasn't like Burner behind this really. They're just using the name, and it's just someone else who opened the shop. Is that right?
From what I believe, that's why I don't hate them. Because I'm glad that Thailand have got the things of like you cannot be a Westerner and do certain jobs.
Okay. So it's fair. So it's not Burner, right? It's just using the Cookies name.
I don't hate Cookies or Burner. Yeah.
Yeah. Then the second thing is it's one shop out of how many in Thailand right now? 5,000. There's
probably even fucking more than that now.
That's what's been in the media. There's 5,000 shops.
And that's not even going to credit in people that are just doing seed to sale behind the scenes work.
Yeah. Okay, so there's 5,000 retail shops, let's say, of some fashion that have been licensed to dispense weed. That's according to the figures. Okay. So 1 out of 5,000. Now, is it in a popular location? It seems to be. It's by Wireless Road. It's right off by Wireless Road in Bangkok. The road that runs parallel to it. I forget the name. So it's in kind of like an uppity part of Bangkok. It's a wealthier area. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it's not like they've just planted a high grade, really expensive, weed shop, let's say, at the bottom of Ekamai near the slums. So, they're in a nice kind of area. Right.
And then, which I would imagine would make sense for their brand. I mean, I would imagine they wouldn't do much business done in Klong Tui. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so then there's the question of, okay, there's one shop out of 5,000. How is it going to, it seems like all this attention given to it, both by the hype, which I haven't, to be honest, the only things I've seen is just people clowning on Cookies. That's all the attention I see.
Yeah.
And so it becomes like a thing where it's like I'm failing to see where the hype is, because like everything I've seen, especially from people who are more experienced, it's just mids, or there's all kinds of stuff like these things people say. So
I need to invite you to a few different Discords, my guy. I think if we ask people that like me, okay, like on the baseline in the Thai Discord, they're going to have opinions like this, but if you're going to talk to external sources like businesses in America or people who are already high up in Thai cannabis kind of business, it's those people that are kind of like,
Oh, so
cookies.
people in the business community.
Like to me, a lot of the simps for cookies work for them in some capacity. Does that make sense?
Oh,
It's like the lower end of like these people that will only wear cookies merch when they go out, post on Instagram every day. Oh, we've got the fresh pack from the cookie shop. Yo, everyone get down, big love burner. It's that kind of shit. And then I think this is why I kind of have the whole 50-50 on cookies, because I've seen that happen more now they've came to America. Like, I mean, to Thailand, the bad talk. I've noticed that a lot more. Whereas like 6 years ago, people were fucking hyped for cookies, like everyone that I knew pretty much,
and
apart
you?
from the few OGs. Early on, yeah, I was a cookies boy early on.
So you were
It was something.
so you were a
That's
cookie
why
simp. You were a cookie simp.
yeah, that's why I feel confident in my opinion, because I caught myself kind of being in that realm of just growing hype strains.
What
That
was your
was
wake
my
up? What
side
was
of
your
it.
wake up call? Was it
Chiang Mai. Come to Chiang Mai, smoking a land races. Honestly, that changed my perspective. I was like, when when you like, everyone has a favorite food or a favorite drink, but if you on that all the time and then you have something different, there's this kind of like, again, I talk about
like,
the
whoops, I was wrong,
bottlenecking of terp. Not not even that I was wrong, more that I've just been kind of
blind?
not yeah, I've not been diversifying my palate. I've just been eating one thing. My diet's gone to shit with terpenes and cannabinoids.
Do you think a man could be happy with one woman his entire life?
Depends on the man. I think
Do you think
some men could be.
do you think a man could be happy with one strain or grow of weed their entire life?
Yes, and this is why I have the question of it. Let's just say you've only been smoking cookies and stuff, and you're like, okay, well, I can be happy smoking that for the rest of my life. But what if you could be even fucking happier? There's different levels of happiness. There's contentment. I could be content smoking weed every day if it's just shit weed. At least I'm getting high. But then there's the added, when you really look at terpenes and cannabinoids and everything, it's again, I understand people can be happy with it, but it's how you want to live, if you know what I mean. You can, people take this for example. People go to their day-to-day office job. Some of them have the same food almost every day because it's what they can afford. Maybe they are content and maybe they are happy, but could they be happier?
Well, that's always a question that is difficult to answer you unless they change their circumstance, or unless they
Exactly.
even no, unless they even know any different. If you don't know any different, then I would say they can't be happier because they wouldn't know how to be.
And that's my point, is that you are kind of in that kind of closed off world. I was just gelatos, cookies. Most of what I grew back in the day was Girl Scout cookies because that's what was popular.
So
But then when I
were you kind of like a art school weed hipster,
the
or
thing
were you
is,
more like a emo b-boy simp?
I was like a hybrid, bro. I'm just autistic. I was whatever suited the situation best at the time. And back in the day, that was it. It was like, again, art school, photography school. Uh, just, oh, this is what like some of my musicians are mentioning in the songs, like bringing up cookies and shit. And that's how it all started.
See, for the record, I want to be on the record that I'm defending Burner and Cookies. For the record, when
Uh,
Burner listens and his associates, do they say crew? Does he have a crew or associates?
I don't know what they say these days.
He's a hip hop star, isn't he?
Yeah. I think he's a good musician as well.
Is he going to Rolling Loud?
Rolling Loud. That was one thing I was kind of confused about. I don't think he's performing. Which,
He is?
No, he isn't, which kind of confused me. Because I thought he had headline, he's just opening cookies, and like Rolling Loud's next month or a couple of months. That'd be perfect time for advertising.
April 13th to the 15th.
Berna, listen, if you're hating me right now, just listen to me for this one thing. Go to Rolling Loud. Do it. Just do it. Hate me, but take this advice.
Yeah, for the record, I want to be on the record for backing my boy Burner.
Yeah, you can hate me, Berna, but Bill loves you. It's okay.
And I'm not just backing him just because of hype. It's with logic and strong argument or argumentative skills.
And again, that's kind of like my point is like I'm not against Burner. I'm not against cookies. I'm against certain culture, certain hype. I get it.
But Burner eats so good from this hype, baby.
Bro, until I see him eat some mystery meat on the street, then I'll know he's eating good.
Like Asian street meat?
No, we're not. No one Google that. No one Google that.
You want Burner to be eating Asian street meat?
I mean, that would be a completely different video.
Do you think Burner is skipping meals out there, dude? He's definitely...
No. He's eating good. I've seen some of the stories on Instagram. My guy's eating good. And this is another thing I kind of realize. I don't know if cookies are doing the menu that I saw. Right. Okay. So I believe there's also kind of like a food thing going on with cookies. So Brett, who we had on a couple of episodes back, he posted a story on Instagram of like an actual food menu at the cookies place. And like a set course, and it looked fire. I don't know if they were just doing that for the opening or if that's going to be a thing. But yeah, Burner's going to be eating good. I wish I could remember what was on that menu as well. It was like a lot of like
barbecue ribs and short cornbread and mac and cheese and that kind of stuff. Like soul
I think
food?
It was more like I think it was like more high end like fish, like scallops and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was actually like, that's what I mean. Like, I can't hate someone who's living good, eating good.
Now, let me ask this. If you had an invite to the opening of cookies and they said you get to eat the menu, would you go?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like, again.
You would break bread with Burner.
Yeah. I'm not a hater. I'm trying to understand. Again, I just get confused. Again, I'm autistic. It's probably that I get confused by certain cultures and following people in a certain way. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I hate what they're doing. It's just weird. It's a different realm to me.
It's kind of tribal.
Yeah. In a way, yeah. I feel weird having just listeners.
Oh, right now?
Yeah. I feel weird just having people that like listen to the show and stuff.
We got to destroy that mindset, dude. Otherwise, this podcast is not going to grow, and it's not going to be the number one podcast in Thailand for cannabis.
Oh, I know. This is why I need to break bread with Burner so I can understand his level of mindset.
Yeah, you need to. What's that book? The Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. That book.
Oh God, the classic. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to read that. Okay, wake up. Okay, in the morning, 5 a.m. Take a cold shower. Okay, hit the gym. Come back, read an hour of How to Win Friends and Influence People. Then go to the cookies meetup. Break bread with Burner. Change your mindset. And then see how big this podcast can grow, bro.
Everybody, please watch me actively turn back into a cookies simp. Sorry. It's happening now. No, again, all my problem is hype culture, and I'm a simp for land races and genetics. Like that's main stripe.
So the land race and genetics, we've talked about that in other episodes, which if you haven't listened to, people, you can go listen to. We have a couple of them out. The Zomia interview is probably the best if you want to learn about like real land race, not all this bullshit you've probably been thinking. If you want some real shit on land race, go listen to that episode. Now, aside from that, so it's not, okay. See, now I'm starting to understand where you're coming from. It's not even like an issue with, it's kind of, it's kind of like not a cult, but like you see it as just like this hype group, and it kind of takes over the cannabis culture, and it pushes out other stuff that could be happening.
You've hit the nail on the head. Yeah, exactly. I want diversity at the end of the day, you know?
I do. You want different, you want to be able to get different weed.
Not even just different weed, different environments, different everything. You know, what I'm kind of hoping will happen with cookies is, I know a lot of people are going to come over to Thailand to come see, you know, it's the first cookies in Asia. What I'm hoping also is going to happen from that is, you know, when they're going to cookies, they're going to be stoned. They're going to be walking around. They're going to be buying food from Thai people. They're going to be spending money in Thailand. And then they might walk further enough and find a different dispensary and be like, oh, let's check this out. You know, so I've not got like this fully negative view against it. It's just, I wonder if there is going to be like a phase. In weed, there's always like a phase with strains. So like, people remember the Bubba Kush days, the OG days, again, when Girl Scout cookies first came out, that had a couple years of being the top dog. Then it was gelato. Then we had the Runts and the Skittles. You know, there's all of these eras of weed, and I'm just hoping that we don't have a genetic bottleneck of another cookies-based strain that everyone in Thailand's gonna be like, oh, we need to grow this because this is the hype. You know, what I would love to see is, and as well why I love Top Dog Genetics, is Top Dog Genetics have came over, brought their genetics and bred it with local genetics, like the mango squirrel and stuff like that. So what I think would be cool, and again, it might bottleneck genetics, it might not, but it will definitely improve the diversity, is seeing if they did breeding projects with local farmers and local genetics. You know, a cookies / KD, that would be pretty fucking cool. KD cookies. There you go. I've given you guys an idea. Get some KD cookies on the menu. That would be pretty cool. I just don't want to see stuff just being imported from American genetics, or, you know, let's work together. You know, at the end of the day, I have certain problems with culture, but culture is, to me, one of the most important parts about cannabis. And if we work together on this, that's where the gold's going to come out.
What if people just want cookies though? They don't want the crosses. They just want cookies.
That's fine on them. They can have their cookies. You know, I'm not saying like cookies have to stop selling absolutely every cookie strain and gelato. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I just hope I view things in a very pessimistic way a lot of the time, which I shouldn't, but I'm kind of want to view this as, I don't want to see just not an import market, or like specifically, but I just like to see Thailand also being on top with what's going on, you know. UK now is like, we've had like our weed culture of breeding and stuff very openly, even though we've been a legal country. Thailand kind of hasn't, and now they are. I want to see that. I want to see the lens can go on cookies for a bit, you know. The camera can film that cookies, but also, you know, do a 360 and look at what else is around, what else is there. You know, I'm not saying do it, but I'm just saying you might enjoy it. You know, you might go to cookies one day and be like, yeah, I love cookies. I'm going to get some cookies. Go in, see on the menu, oh, local grown, what we got here. They might be something from like some of the big growers like Tai Loi, which is already on their menu and stuff, which is not the same price as their top shelf strains. So it's a 50-50 thing. I think that I'm not saying to people don't support cookies, don't smoke cookies. I'm just saying have an open mind. You know, Thailand is very different from a lot of countries. So it's a completely different weed culture and market in a way. So I want people to experience that.
Mm, that's a good point. That's a
See,
good
now,
point.
now I've smoked, I'm making more sense.
When did you light up? Just so I can know when the argument started making sense.
About 15 minutes ago, maybe.
Wow. The conversation oddly got a lot more rational than we were going off the deep end there for a second.
There you go, guys. Smoke weed makes you more sane and rational.
What did you puff on anyway?
Oh, what did I puff on today? What do I have today? Oh, this is kind of like ironic for me. It's not a cookie strain, but it's a Jungle Boys. Do you know who the Jungle Boys are?
Not me,
They're
no.
no, okay, they're another like I'd say like cookies is the top dog, and then you've got like underneath you've got like Jungle Boys and Backpack Boys. Those are kind of the other two companies I see a lot, or Doja Pack.
Okay, I've heard of
And
those. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah. Doja Pack made very good waves into America, into Thailand in a positive way that I liked. So, but oh man, what was this? I've been smoking a Jungle Boys strain called Sherb Crasher, which is Sunset Sherbet crossed with Wedding Crasher. Which again, see, this is basically a genetic that comes from Cookie's genetics, and I'm still smoking it myself. It's just further down the line. So I'm not that much of a hater.
Mm. How are the terps on it?
So terp wise, it kind of comes from the mint like lines. I don't like if mints. I don't know if they were like owned by Cookies, but they were kind of like another brand that was like around with Cookies, and they focused on like the wedding cakes, the ice cream cake, thin mint cookies, like strains.
Okay.
So they're a lot like they've got like a bit of a menthol terpiness to them, which I like.
Nice. Okay. Interesting. Well, again, I want it to be well known that I defended Burner on this episode, and Sita tried to just like burn it all to the ground unsuccessfully. Uh,
You watch me go from silly to stoic over this episode.
well, I guess it didn't matter in the end that we didn't have a guest.
No, I think we've given a good, actual, valid argument that I hope people can understand about cookies and not just be like how I was in the first half of the episode, being like, yeah, but like it's bad. Actually, kind of sit back, look at the whole situation, and think, well, yeah, there is some flaws, but there's flaws in everything, and just kind of cross your fingers for the future.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't think it's going to be as bad as the worst case scenarios.
Oh no, no, no. There's just going to be bitches like me bitching, and we love to bitch.
You like to have a good whinge.
You've got to get it out, okay?
Yeah,
Sometimes you just got to get that emotion out.
yeah. Well, anything else, Sita, about cookies or anything else?
For real though, like I know there's a lot of listeners that like I'm not gonna go, I'm not gonna support it. Like check it out. Go check it. Actually, go actually check it out. You know, you can't judge a book by its cover. Trust me, I've dismissed many a book in my life because of stupid covers, and I'm just a rambling stoner. Don't listen to 100% what the fuck I'm saying. But yeah, check shit out, find out for yourself. That's the only way you're actually going to understand something. Just, be open. Don't be a complete Siam simp like I am.
Well, I think everyone likes the Siam Sim.
Everyone loves the Siam simp character.
Oh, the character.
Oh, it's no, I
Uh,
mean, no, no. I am British. I do love Thailand. This isn't a character. I'm completely not doing. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhasaya. There you go. They'll believe me now.
okay, okay. Well, until next time.
Bye.
Bye bye.